So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Eresh Kodesh, Parshas Emor. Those people still counting sefira, 24. For those taking score at home, hopefully you're stuck with the same number. Those people across the date line, maybe you're ahead of us, but most people listening to this are still on 24. I'm pretty sure. So a lot of interesting ideas in the parsha. This is the 7 weeks to get to Shavuos. So a lot of these parshas has to do with kedusha and being kadosh, achila. We talk about saras, lashon hara, emor. The kohanim are kadosh. We have the chagim. We kind of go through the next few weeks talking about kedusha, getting ready for Matan Torah, Shavuos. We have some interesting mitzvah in this parsha, Sfiras Omer. So we know that Sfiras Omer, 49 days, Pesach and Shavuos, and we're counting, we're getting different levels and all these interesting things. And there's a few interesting uh, things to note within the mitzvah of Sfiras Omer. First is Indian of Tznufa. When the Kohen actually does bring the two lechem on Shavuos, there's Indian of Tznufa, bringing it up, putting it down, all four sides. And you'll see this really many times in the Torah where there's Indian of Tznufa. We do this by the Arba Minim. We shake the Arba Minim. In Baloscha, we pick up and we put down the Levium. By Bikurim, actually. And when we put the fruits to the Kohen, he picks it up. Indian of Tanufa. And it's actually an Indian of Sfiras Omer, also of Tanufa, when it comes to Shei Alechem or Shavuos, it's Indian of Tanufa. Other interesting things is it calls the Shavuos count Sfira in Marchos Shabbos from the day after Shabbos, Marchos Shabbos. And I'm sure everyone who's listening to this rabbi talks about this. The Kusim say, oh, Shavuos, it's gotta come out after a Sunday because Marchos Shabbos after Shabbos, literally Marchos Shabbos. So no matter when Pesach is, we count Sfira Sunday. That's the first day. So this is kind of what the rabbis always talk about. But this is an Indian, a really deeper Indian, that Pesach and Shabbos are very similar in these ideas. And the Siyum Shalom kind of has a mahalach, several different ideas of Tenufa, Pesach and Shabbos, and getting to this idea of midos, working on ourselves for 7 weeks. These parshas that we read about talks about Tahara and Kedusha. He first focuses on the Tenufa, lifting up. When we talk about lifting up the Levium in Baloscha, it's not just to show Aaron how strong he is and Moshe how strong he is to pick up all the Levium, but we're actually lifting the Levium. We're actually making them kadosh. And anytime, everything you have in our life, our job really is to lift it up, make it tahar, make it kadosh. Whatever we have, whether it's our drums back there, whether it's our computers we're working on, everything we want to do is for the higher purpose. If you enjoy this world for yourself, it takes you away from Hashem. I've mentioned this many times. You talk about papagayos all the time. You can enjoy a good steak, but what you can eat up to your 20th portion of veal, it's not. There's nothing holy to that anymore. It's Torah food, it's kadosh food, it's kosher. That's not really what we're looking for of a Jewish person. It's the Indian of tenufa, Indian of bringing ourselves higher, and that's our purpose. For 7 weeks, we start out at Pesach, which is similar to Shabbos, in the sense that it's something that came from Hashem. Without the Jewish people doing any mitzvos, without anything, Shabbos is taking place. We don't have to be Mekadosh Chodesh. We don't have to look at our calendars. When is Chag? When is this? When is that? Shabbos comes every 7 days. And even before the Torah, there was Shabbos too. So without any effort, Hashem puts Shabbos in the world. And that's really similar to Pesach. Pesach was brought about with almost no mitzvos to the Jewish people. Mila, nothing. Hashem brought us to a very high level of Pesach without any human intervention, without any of our effort on our side. So therefore, the Siva Shalom says Pesach and Shabbos are very similar in those aspects. That's why it calls this Merachos Shabbos. It calls it from the day after Shabbos. So it's literally our journey to get to Shavuos starts after Pesach, and this is the journey. This is where we get to a place where no mitzvos, no chusim, to a place where we are totally ready to get the Torah. V'chansham neged ahar, without the people being together and being present, the Torah would not have been given. And this is our journey that we have of spiritual Omer. It's this tenufa. This is actually level of leaving aside things of the world, leaving aside pleasures of the world, and focusing really on our midos, focusing on being close to each other and close to Hashem. And this is really what the Indian of Spheres Omer does for us. We have also a parsha talks about Mikdash Yisrael B'nai Yisrael. Mikdash Yisrael B'nai Yisrael. We talk about Kiddush Hashem, and everyone kind of has an idea what Kiddush Hashem is. This week in Eretz Yisrael, we had Yom HaSmut, we had Yom Zikaron. Unfortunately, in our Dalan Amos in our shul, this hits home, very, very strong. Hits home. One of our neighbors' son was killed in battle a few months ago. So we don't have to really kind of think about stories of 48, stories of Roy Klein, story of other soldiers that did things miraculously, did things. We actually see one of our neighbors passed away in Yemen. And this is Kiddush Hashem. What is Kiddush Hashem? Obviously, sacrificing life is Kiddush Hashem. But the question is, does that really do anything for us? We know the three big mitzvot, Shechustam, Kiros, Zara. How many times we really have that chance to become the Kiddush Hashem of Avodah Zarah? We don't really have someone putting a gun to our heads to do Avodah Zarah or Yelei Ros or to kill other people. So the Sefer Shalom kind of really expands what a Kiddush Hashem is. Because Hashem put this Ra in each person, Kol Hayom, any battle against this Ra is Kiddush Hashem, Serious Nefesh. Anytime your Teva tells you to do X and you say, no, thank you, I'm going to do the mitzvah, not because I'm scared of people, not because everyone's going to laugh at me if I show up to shul, I don't know, without pants or something. I want to do, I'm fighting against my nature. I really would like to watch videos all day, but I have to go to shul. I have to go to daf. I have to learn. I have to work and help with the family. That's Kiddush Hashem. So it kind of expands these pieces. That's not just the big three. It's not just if the guy has a gun to your head, but anytime you fight against this Ra that Hashem put in each person, that's Kiddush Hashem. That's Mesiras Nefesh. And that's really kind of the lesson what we're trying to do in these 7 weeks. As my son Moshe mentioned last week, before our Akiva students died, what was the Indian of Avelus on spiritual? Like, what was the point of this? We know the students died, 24,000 students died. No having covered Zelazed, they didn't respect each other. They died. No music. Dust settling on drums. No music. So it's Avelus. But what happened before second base of English? What happened before that? And the answer, really, Chaim Vital says, these are 7 weeks to prepare for Matan Torah. The fact that the students died, that doesn't take away from our job. So yes, we do have to work on our mitos. We do have to have covet for each other. But even before Akiva, these were 7 weeks to prepare. Just like the first Shavuos, it was 7 weeks after Masa Shabbos. There wasn't a certain day, there wasn't a certain date that Torah says, oh, this is Vav Sivan. It's 49 days after Masa Shabbos. So you have 49 days to go from the lowest level, 49 levels down, to go to the highest level to get the Torah. And it's 49 days. Each person has their own journey. Each person is supposed to have at least their own journey. So we wake up on Shavuos morning and say, we're different than we were 7 weeks before. And whether that means we're learning more Torah, that means maybe we're just being nicer to people, maybe more tolerant to people, maybe more sensitive to people, maybe we're just trying to work on tzedakah. Whatever it is, we want to kind of turn around in these 7 weeks and look back and say, I worked on this, now I'm here. In the Chabad circles, they learn Sefta Sota because it's 49 daf in Sota. So some people learn Sefta Sota, but this is a process. Some people have, each day there's different midah. There's Chesed Gevura, Tiferes Gevura, Yisod Gevura, levels of each of the 7 weeks, different spheros. Some people work on Midah. But either way, we want to get to the point where we look at ourselves on Shavuos and we're different than we were back on Pesach. And just like on Pesach, the Omer was brought, it was actually barley, machal behema. We get to Shavuos with a carbon shtelechem, which is refined wheat grain. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. We're trying to at least look at where we were Pesach time and 7 weeks work on something that we can kind of look back on Shavuos and say, these 7 weeks, I got to this level. Shabbat shalom.